know any Tone Love?
Not enough.
Wild
I know
Thing?
who he is.
Sing Wild Thing.
I don't know that song.
What?
How funky cool Medina.
But they played it like what, baseball games?
Yeah, they
did.
did. That's it for me.
Man, it's kind of funny how some people get famous doing shit like that.
Yeah, it's funny how people get famous, period.
It's like I hear some songs on the radio and I'm like, wait, that's the song from NCIS or
The funny
the
thing
song
is, like
from
the kids are
CSI.
listening to the songs right now. I'm like, that's a remake of a remake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That came out when I was in 5th grade and came back out when I was in 10th grade.
And now it's the remix to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of the current ones are way better than the old ones.
Yeah, some stuff's good.
So I put up for you guys don't, Justin Swinney Nutrition. We use a shitload of his products. We sell them online. We used them for fucking 6 months before we ever sold them. We were using them before you could even buy a lot of them.
You could not buy them online when we started.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Like you just couldn't get them.
You were the
So
first online retailer.
Justin just brought us.
A bunch.
Holy
boy.
shit! Yeah,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 cases of product, and some of them are protein, but most of them are little bottles and stuff.
13 different items between 12 to 24 quantity of each item.
So we got a lot of product that'll be back online, and we'll bump our numbers up this afternoon. I had put online on the Facebook page, Justin Swinney will be here this morning, dropping off more Swinney Nutrition products. If you have questions for him that you'd like read and answered in this morning's video, post them here. So Mike Lewandowski, the science guy, he should have his own science show. Well, he kind of does. He should do more sciencey shit and less EDC stuff.
Yeah.
He said, you said you've done studies to see how effective your products are. Have you published your, because he's a fucking science nerd. Have you published your studies, or are they available anywhere? I know your products work, I just like reading studies.
No, I don't publish them. They're basically because I don't want to give away all my proprietary information, because then all somebody's going to do is copy exactly what I do, and I don't want to do that.
There you go, Mike. But if you come here, you can interview Justin the next time you're in town. You can sit down face to face with him, and you can ask him anything you want to ask him.
But I may now,
Mike?
saying that, I reserve the right. I may do some of these when I do my PhD. Most of y'all know I have a master's in human performance, a master's in health promotion, and I am planning on getting my PhD. And then I will have to publish a certain amount of studies, and I may just use these so I don't have to do any extra college work. But right now, I don't want to use these because I don't want to give anybody else my information.
And while Colin and I are not getting PhDs, we are going to do paranormal psychology stuff at the haunted.
Paranormal?
Yeah, there's a lot of haunted places around here in Tennessee.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd love to get a PhD.
Some of the most. I think Tennessee has more haunted
Really?
places
Will you come
than
with
any
us?
other state in the United States. They
I
got
don't
a
know.
big. We can put an affliction shirt on you. They got a big dude that wears affliction shit
Oh man, I can't.
on the ghost hunting show.
Well,
Really?
Yeah.
I hadn't seen any of that stuff. I've
you can
heard
wear
of
some of my
paranormal
affliction. I have a
shirts.
lot of affliction shirts. You can wear some of them.
When's the last time you wore one?
Fucking up till 6 months ago, every video probably had one. Affliction's coming out and building my closet.
I've
new
never
building.
seen you wear an affliction shirt.
I look good in them.
I've always seen you wear stuff like that.
I've dressed down.
You dress down for work.
Well, because affliction, like they hook us up a little bit, but like all
I
the
mean, I
shirts
saw you
see
dress up
me-
at Blade Show, but I had never seen you dress up much.
That's Louis Vuitton. Like I don't get much hookup from those guys.
they don't hook much of anyone up. If you're not on a red carpet
Yeah,
at
the-
some point,
the
they don't get a
hookup
lot
with
for you.
Louis Vuitton, Prada, the hookup there, you don't get a fucking discount. The hookup is they let you buy their shit.
And they're really nice.
The hookup is that their little dude fucking sends me pictures and goes, Amanda would just love this. There's only 100 in the world. That's the hookup.
Yeah. It'll cost you one kidney.
Yeah.
One
it-
kidney?
how much is that bag? That's an awesome purse. $18,000. That's fucking. I got a car that costs $18,000. Somebody just knock on the.
No, it was Amanda.
Okay.
So sorry, Mike. I just don't want to put all my info out there and devalue my stuff.
Chase Hicks, we like that guy.
Yeah, I like Chase.
When is the Grape Drank Amino 6 going to be released? When we.
Oh, so the new flavors. Okay, I was gonna have them within 4 weeks, but I took it upon myself to add a couple new flavors. We did the watermelon, the grape, and the cherry limeade. They had been
Dude, I didn't even
confirmed.
know about any of this shit I'm reading here. Watermelon.
I don't know if I told you that last week, but I'm doing watermelon, cherry limeade, and grape. We've already confirmed them. They are freaking awesome. But I thought, why stop there? Let's do a couple more that will mix good with other flavors. I'm gonna do a pure pineapple because a lot of people like orange pineapple and all that stuff.
Well, why stop there?
Why stop there?
You should
Well,
sell.
wait,
You should
there's
sell.
more.
You should sell ShamWow.
Oh,
You should get like a Swinney fucking. You should get one
Sweat
of them little towels you put water on and it turns into a dinosaur.
my daughter loves those.
I was like,
the little
the
capsules you
little
put in the
capsules.
bathtub.
I love them too, but
I
when you
love
leave them
those.
in water, they fucking fall apart. You
It's
can only
true.
play
I
with them
need
in the
to
bathtub
create
a couple
a
times.
cool bathtub animal. But then okay. So pineapple is the 4th flavor of the new ones. Haven't got it done yet. And then we're gonna do like a strawberry triple berry, like not the red Kool-Aid tropical, like a literal triple berry strawberry wild berry type flavor. So that will give us 10 aminos. The 11th amino, I want to try to do a sweet tea, one that tastes like Milo's sweet tea.
Oh man.
Of course, no sugar.
Milo's.
There's a
Um,
lot of shit
When I
over there
first
right
met
here.
Justin, man, there was nothing. He's like, man, we're gonna stop and get some of this tea. I was like, what are you talking about? And he goes, man, they got the best tea ever. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he comes out with a gallon.
Yep.
And as long as it's got the yellow top, it's the sugar free.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Splenda one. And he would just sit.
Is it sweetened with Splenda?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
sweet with
sweetened.
Splenda. I love me some sweet tea.
Milo's sweet tea is good though. That sweeten the Splenda sweetener it's better than the regular.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. I mean, I don't do sweet tea with sugar, but sweet tea with Splenda, that's my thing, man.
So, like we have the vanilla protein on the website as vanilla vagina, and we got the chocolate on there as sexual chocolate. When you get the grape drink out, I'm gonna put it on there as lean.
Lean.
Hurt.
I'm gonna get a picture of Lil Wayne.
Lean sideways.
You should put Lil Wayne on the bottle. Or a dude that looks like we can put
I could
Colin
put
with a
a-
grill.
Yeah. Put a fake Lil Wayne, because I might have to pay him if I put him on the bottle.
Yeah, it's true.
So on that same thing about the grape drink,
Okay.
another dude says, and the cookies and cream protein.
Yes.
Is it grape drink or purple drink? Another dude says watermelon amino 6. I believe you mean purple drink, gentlemen. So you got a cookies and cream protein coming out?
Trying to formulate it. Okay, so my problem with cookies and cream, everybody that's on the market right now, it's more cream than cookie. I don't know if you notice, it's kind of like
And
just
they, have
vanilla.
real, and they have real cookies in there.
Yeah, if they put real cookies, that's a bad thing. But I'm trying to make it, of course, sugar-free, fat-free, less than 1% of sodium, which is very difficult. But I want it to be, if you think of an Oreo, most of them are, like I said, are more towards the cream. I want mine a little bit more chocolate, like the Oreo chocolate.
Yeah.
It's like, not that we get McFlurries or smoothies or whatever, but if you did, it'd be like going to get a smoothie and saying, hey, I want double or triple Oreo. Because when you get it, it's just kind of like vanilla with some pieces added.
You better speak for yourself because I'm pretty sure that some of the people in this room eat some ice cream.
Well,
I'm looking in this direction at my water. I'm not looking at Colin.
right.
They passed me leaving the Derby and they all had Sonic cups.
Sonic-
Hell yes, we did.
Sonic Blast.
Well,
You got
everything in
you can't go
moderation.
smash up some fucking brand new cars and not get an ice cream after.
Everything in moderation. But like, and you guys can tell me if I'm wrong. If you'd rather have like a normal cookies and cream, we can do that. But
I like the Oreo.
You
I like
want
the
more
Oreo.
chocolatey cookies
Yeah, I
and
like a
cream?
little bit more of the Oreo.
So
flavor.
for your
and that's probably 8 to 12 weeks out, but the aminos are probably 6 weeks out.
so for the pineapple one,
Yeah.
are you just gonna leave part of the pina colada out, or do you got to reformulate all
Redo
together?
the whole thing.
Whole
So
thing has to start
I
over?
have to have the same amino acid profile because that's my custom profile. But I want to do a pure pineapple flavor, just pineapple only, because if you add pineapple to orange, it's a pretty good mango pineapple flavor. But you can also add it to the red and have a pineapple fruit punch. You can add it. You can really add it to anything, and I think it'll be good. I'm not huge on drinking just straight pure pineapple, but mixing
I
it
agree.
like you just did, the red and the orange. I love that.
I like eating pineapple.
Half red, half orange is the way to go on aminos.
All right, next dude, James Barden. I'm 25 years old, 170 pounds at 6 feet in height. Hard gainer, very active. Which product of yours do you recommend to help gain muscle, weight, or weight for that matter?
Okay. Hard gainer. Well, first thing with a hard gainer, you got to make sure you're taking enough calories. So if you're not eating enough, you're going to need to add in some protein shakes and some aminos for sure. I don't like weight gainers that add a bunch of crap because you'll just gain fat. That's why the proteins are pure. Something that always helps hard gainers is maybe a low dose creatine, like the P2. The SARMs will help. All of the SARMs will help. There's not any SARMs that won't help gain tissue. But again, if you're not eating enough food to grow muscle, nothing
Yeah.
will help you get bigger. You'll just gain muscle and lose fat, stay about the same weight if you're caloric.
Would you say
intake
that, I don't know, 90% of the people that say they're a hard gainer are not actually hard gainers. They're just a not eater enough.
Yeah, I'd say 90% of the people that think they're a hard gainer, they're a hard gainer because they eat 1,500 to 2,000 quality calories a day. So the guy's like, man, I'm eating Big Macs, I'm eating milkshakes, I'm doing everything I can to gain weight. Well, that's maybe not the best way.
I think they're
You might poop most of that out.
yeah. Hard gainers like Cody Cloud and Adam Cloud.
Right, yeah. We know
These two
we know
kids,
what a hard
I'll
gainer
go-
is.
I'll go hang out with them dudes, and they will eat more, and I eat a lot. They'll eat at least 2 times what I eat, and neither one of them, like they're both, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches taller than me, at least, and I was probably still way more. But they're tough and they're
run
they're just
every
super active.
Tough Mudder, every fucking triathlon, every
Now, if you
Warrior
burn more
Dad,
calories
they
than you
run
intake, I mean, if you do ruck marches and do a lot of running, I mean, obviously.
Which is
like,
great,
Michael
because it
Phelps
fr-
was doing, what, 12,000 calories
Yeah.
a day, supposedly. He
That's
might
what
have
he
been doing
said.
like 8,000.
But that's still a lot. When
That's
you're-
still a lot.
Swimming's a
But those
That's one
boys,
time I was
those
saying.
boys go on a weekend and fucking do a Tough Mudder, like an unsanctioned Tough Mudder, just on their own.
yeah. They love to row. That and kayak out there at the lake.
Hard gainers, I'm a actual hard gainer. I've always been that way. And when I was bodybuilding, I would have to eat the whole meal plan plus add stuff to it, and I might gain a pound. You know, it's always a struggle. If you're a true hard gainer, that means you can moderately eat good, and then you're 5 or 6% body fat year round.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're more than 10% body fat, you're not a hard
Hard
gainer.
gainer. Yeah. Hard gainers are literally always 6-packed out on
Always,
accident.
always, because you can't store fat.
Yep.
You can't process it.
Yep.
Okay, so Marcus Allen, that's our dude.
Yeah,
He was just here.
that's the patch guy.
Yep. Marcus says, I want to know if Justin Swinney has been tripping on Tropin lately. Seriously, how often should I take Tropin? Every day, workout days?
Okay, so everybody does that a little different. I don't take it every single day. My girlfriend Whitney, she does. She took it all last night, and I didn't get any. So that's
Because
what
you
it
fell
was.
asleep, you didn't get any, or
Oh, well,
you know what the Tropin does?
okay. You're gonna
So,
get me in
did
trouble.
you give it to her, or did she take it on her
No.
own?
Like
It
we
works
have,
like
we have it in
Retinol,
the
right?
bathroom, and it's sitting there on the counter. You take it before you go to bed or whatever. And there's only like 3 pills left, and she takes them. She's like, "Oh, sorry, we're out. You have to get some at the gym tomorrow."
So do you give it to her sometime? You give it to her sometimes, and she doesn't know that she's taking it.
Just to put her out.
Somebody put up a picture of
It
it.
don't
It
work
looks
like
it
that.
looks like that, and they call it the Cosby Cub.
Well, Tropin don't work like
Yeah,
that.
it doesn't put you out that much.
I
So
can't
the
say
first
that.
time I took Tropin,
What? Go ahead.
I'm like, this shit don't work. Amanda, I took it. I'm doing emails or whatever. I'm like, this shit don't work. And before you know it, it's 6:30 and the alarm's going off. I don't remember going to sleep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I just fucking fell asleep. I didn't move. I'm pretty sure I peed myself. Like I was fucking, there's drool all over everything. Like I didn't fucking move at all. I could have been on my arm and slept there the whole fucking night long.
It may work better.
It
if you
doesn't hit
alternate
me
the
like that
days,
as
but,
much,
Yeah. There's no addictive ingredients in Tropin. It's made just to be a healthy sleep with more GH release. But I have a few clients that take it every other day. One, so the bottle lasts 2 months. Then I have some that'll say, hey, look, I've got 10 hours before I have to be up. I'm going to take 3, 4, or 5. I'm going to take extra. And then some nights, like me personally, if, like before we come here, we get up real early. And I'm like, man, I don't have much time to sleep. I might just take 2 or 3 and knock myself out. So when I wake up, I got good sleep. But if I don't have to be in bed, don't have to be up at a certain time, I might not even take it. I might just say, well, if I don't sleep as good, it's okay because I can get extra time.
I take them every night.
But
I have a question. Do they have a calming effect or something that helps relax your brain to make you
Yeah.
be able to? Okay, because
the Tropin relaxes your brain.
Because the drink.
It's a stress reliever.
well, no, I'm just in general. Before I took Tropin, I was always taking GABA or melatonin, something
That's
like
in
that.
there.
Yeah,
GABA's in there.
yeah, but I was always taking them individually because I figured
Yep.
out what they were and that they helped me sleep
Yes.
and stuff like that. And then I had switched over and was using another company's Somalays or whatever.
Yeah.
And
What about
when they
Powerful or
changed
CMA?
it, yeah, and anything to find to help me relax to sleep.
Yeah.
Now, like when I use it, like I can sleep without it
Yeah.
fine, but I sleep better with
Yeah.
it. And I wondered because like I'm just when I lay
It's-
down,
it
a
has
lot
to
of
do with your
times I'm
nerves
not
and
ready.
almost anxiety.
Yeah, and
It's
it's like
like-
an anxiety calmer because
I
I have
have-
anxiety, especially at night for
We
whatever reason.
work
I think
so
too
much. We're so busy. there's so many people that depend on us to get orders out and do all this stuff right. I'm running it in my head every night. The next product, the next trial, the next formula. So I love troping. I would technically love to say I take it every single night. There's some nights I'm so exhausted.
Yeah, I forget.
Yeah.
I literally forget. Like I come in from the gym and I'm just dragging, and I sit down. I'm out.
Yep.
Like I don't even know what happened. I wake up. I'm like, damn, I didn't take my Zyrtec, and I take that every night for allergies or my tropin. But then there's other nights I'm like, well, I may need to take because I'm not ready to go to sleep. My brain's running like crazy, and those are the nights where I love it.
There's a nasal spray that I use instead of Zyrtec now.
Nasonex?
What's that nasal spray?
That's it.
Nasonex.
I have that too.
So you
That's
use
what
both of them?
Yeah.
That's what you
I
told
have
me to get the time.
little sissy allergies, man. I'll alternate Nasonex and Flonase because if I do too much, Flonase is over the counter now, which I use that more because Nasonex sometimes make my nose bleed because it dried out so much. But
Man, I love
Flonase, right?
what's this normal fucking dilator that
Oh, the Afrin,
fucking
the old school
dude,
stuff. Yeah.
Afrin works so well, but if I take it, I will be fucked up. Like I'll take
Yeah, it
it
makes
and then
me-
I'll
I
need a
can't
little. I'll
take
need it again tomorrow and again the night before. You know, and it's not 24
it's
hours.
super addictive.
And I'll be I literally every time I have used it, which is like a certain time during the year when I moved here, the first couple of years, I'd use it for a week or two, stop taking it, and I would be fucking sicker than I've ever been in my life trying to get off of it because I'm so fucking congested and fucked up.
Because it does, so like, it's kind of like Visine for your eyes. So if you use a regular Visine, it's a vasoconstrictor. So it constricts the blood vessels, the redness goes away, they're clear, you're like, man, this is great, I can see great. Afrin works the same way, it constricts everything, pulls it away, no swelling, nothing. You're like, man, this is freaking awesome. Well, the next day you wake up off the eye drops, your eyes are more red and burning. And the next day after Afrin, it's even worse, so you do it again. Then your body won't work without it, and you have to regulate without it.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 24 hours, then it becomes 18 hours, then it becomes 12
Yep.
hours, then it becomes 6. But like if I was going to go and do some kind of race, I think I'd shoot it fucking before I was going to compete.
It's like, for a cube,
Like this, all this shit right here, if I used it,
oh, it'd be gone.
it'd be gone.
Within 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But like if you
That's
had
great.
something coming up like, attack response class or a competition or something for a one-day use, there's probably no wrong with it. But I wouldn't recommend ever doing
And
it.
it's usually like
much
right
more
around,
than that.
it's right around alumni. The first couple of years I would use it. And then fucking a week, 2 weeks after alumni, I would be fucking sick. Like, I mean sick, bad.
And I hate that feeling too. You
So,
can't breathe.
yeah, sometimes like Amanda brings me, I'll be in bed doing emails. I get home at 9, 10 o'clock every night,
Yeah.
11 sometimes. And she'll bring me my stuff and I'll take it. I'll have some water next to the nightstand. Sometimes she's like, hey, your pills are in the bathroom. I'm like, okay. Then she go, you gonna go take your pills? I'm like, not if I get out of bed for them. I'm not. I'm like, go get them for me. She's like, I'm not going to get them. I'm like, then I'm not taking them. I'll show you.
I'll show you.
But I do. I still sleep.
Yeah.
I still sleep without it, but I just wonder because I get anxious,
Yeah.
and like that's where my ADD lends to anxiety and being anxious, and that's why like sometimes in school, whenever I was on medication, I couldn't study for long periods of time because I'd get stressed out over what I was studying.
Yep.
And then I couldn't do it as long because I'd have to break
It's
away.
kind of weird, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
like, it's adverse what you think it'd be. It's
Yeah.
not exactly what you think. Yeah.
So here's a little funny. So on Marcus Allen's thing, how often do I take it? Aaron Hollins says every day before bed. Marcus Allen says, Aaron Hollins, thanks for being an internet nutritionist, but my question was for Justin Swinney. Laugh out loud. Zane says, Marcus, not sure if you were joking with Aaron or not, but I believe Justin has given him the go ahead to help with advice. They talk more than a teenage girl with her first cell phone. Marcus said, Zane to Gain, I'm good with Aaron Hollins. I know he has his online nutrition certification, so I did not discount his info. Zane to Gain, Aaron Hollins, and I are good, just bullshitting with him. That's what I thought. I was confused for a second. Marcus says, it's all good, Aaron Hollins. Sent me a message after I posted, just joking with him. That's how this works. So.
Aaron's a good guy, man. He sent me. I actually sent him some more Focus 5, and he sent me a few more of the exit bracelets. So now I have like 5 different ones.
That one's nice.
Yeah, that's the.
The black, the green, and
I think it's-
tan in there.
What was that green called?
OD.
OD green.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
then
flat
the
dark earth.
flat dark earth is the brown. And
So flat dark earth is just some fucking bullshit Magpul came up with
Oh, okay.
to not be tan or coyote or whatever.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
know
say it's
that.
in between
So-
olive and coyote.
So Sherman
That's
started
brown.
using. We're going to change when we do the new website. We're going to change all of our black to scorched dark earth.
Scorched dark
yeah,
earth. I like
instead
that.
of black. Sherman came
Yeah.
up with that.
That's pretty good.
I wish Sherman was
People would
still on
probably buy
Facebook.
it if it was. As long as
They
you-
buy it.
Yeah.
Hell, they'll
And
buy
on
it.
some of the products, I'm working on putting better descriptions up there for most people. And Aaron does know, like, he has a lot of the products, but most of y'all, I know you may not even look because the labels are super shiny. If you flip it over to where the directions are, or suggested use, it's honestly going to answer about the same way Aaron would or I would, because I'm intended to put that on there, and there's different choices
Simplify
on it.
it, yep.
Simplify it.
You know who's a great fucking label writer? Fucking I'm like, I need them. How should we market this, Colin? You can't get him to sit still and do it. But if you can get him to sit still, because he'll fucking he'll put it out there. I just can't write it down. But if you get him to type it, fuck yes. Like yes.
Yeah. I try to
like
put
it.
descriptions
I
of
like
it.
marketing.
You know, where the one I sent you, like on the YK,
Yeah.
and you put it on your site. It was pretty descriptive. Told
Yeah.
you what it was, cited a couple
You,
things. It
you
said,
can see the progression too, because like the first stuff it said Champ Nutrition, and
Yeah.
the new shit says Swinney.
Yeah.
So we had to go through and make sure we had them. So when you just put in Swinney, everything would come up. But looking at the verbiage that we stole from that other website,
Yeah.
because that's what I did. I just went to the other one that had your shit and just took their copy paste.
Right.
But the new stuff, it has a lot more data
Yeah.
in it.
And that's
for
the
sure.
stuff I technically
And
wrote.
the stuff that you write is really good for that, and like that's the thing with a lot of people that have questions on it, especially SARMs. The compound is literally in the name,
Yeah.
and if you have a question truly about the compound, type that compound into Google search,
Yeah,
and you'll
it'll
get
bring
papers,
tons
and
of
you'll get
stuff.
lots of research on it.
But
and
I'm
you can
trying
do
to
your-
summarize those.
Right.
And like the YK on their site, I wrote. It's on my site. It's on their site.
Yeah,
and I'm
see.
trying to do that for everybody,
Mhm.
for both of our sites,
Mhm.
because it just helps.
It does.
You say, hey, what's the high dose on the storm? What's the most I could take? Well, here's the most we've took, and here's what we've seen happen to us, and we've done blood work. We have no side effects. Well, here's the lowest dose we took and still had results. I've had girls take one of the MK 2866 a day. One. The freaking bottle lasts 4 months, and they get results. But I've also had girls go up to 3 or 4. But I don't know if the girl taking 4 was really much better than the girl that took 1 or 2.
What about using it with kids?
Kids, not that SORM. I've had more kids using
The two-
again their dad's buy it, the MK 677. So that's the growth hormone secretagogue, and most of them just buy it when their kids are in puberty, and they stack that with the EpiGrow because that keeps the secretagogue that screws up growth hormone. It keeps everything going properly without getting too technical. But I've seen kids grow an extra 4 or 5 inches, you know, in 6 months to a year that were pretty much like, hey, you're probably going to be 5'5", and end up being 5'10" within a year. Because I've had these products for a while. But I will not sell it. If you're under 18, you're not going to buy it from me. Your dad can buy it and he can give it to you, but I'm not going to be liable.
It really sucks that you didn't come out with that whenever I was doing.
Dude, me too.
Right?
It's like I'm 5'5", standing up straight as I
What
can.
would we be like if we were 5 inches taller apiece?
Oh, the
You'd
world
be really
would.
skinny.
If I was, yeah.
I'd be fucking big.
You'd
If
be
I
really
was
skinny.
5'10", I'd be president.
I'd be 240.
If you were 120 like you are right now at fucking 6 feet tall, you'd be really skinny. You'd be running around Africa with your fucking shoes off. You'd be running the Boston Marathon barefoot.
It's gonna turn me into a Kenyan?
It's good. You're good.
Hey,
Hey,
chase some lions down with a spear.
if you could be as fast as Usain Bolt, you'd be a
God.
multi-millionaire.
And you'd be jacked. God,
Yeah.
he's big.
All
For a
right.
sprinter, he's real.
His
good.
legs look like that.
Jared Markell, he's a fighter. He's part of SOTG Student of the Gun. Met his father, his brother. He was here. He has a fight coming up in
I saw you post that.
Mississippi.
Okay.
It's
It's a casino or something, right?
Man.
yeah,
some
it's
guys
like
out
it's
there
not
fight,
it's not like they ain't meeting in a garage. Like it's
Yeah,
a real
no, it's a-
fucking
it's a big
sanctioned big fight. Jared says, and he's just looking for some more info to see what you're going to say, probably because he trains a lot. And I think he has some products they actually push. What is the most effective weight cut plan you have found? And I'm guessing this is geared towards his fight
Fighting.
coming up, which I think he's fucking more than ready.
So when I do a weight cut plan or body fat reduction plan for weight classes, once I do the body fat and I kind of know where you are and how much you have to lose. So it's like I was talking to Dana in the last video a couple weeks ago. I said, all right, if I don't know your body fat, I don't know how much you can lose and you'll still be strong. So a fighter should fight around 5 or 6% in the best world possible. Now if a fighter's at 2 or 3%, they're gonna gas out pretty early. But if you're between 5 to 7%, that's what you got to figure out first. Where your body fat is, and what your lean muscle is, and where your body fat would be to fit in a weight class at that percentage. Then you need to get somebody to get you there. I've had people cut weight on 300 to 400 carbs a day. I've had people cut weight on 0 carbs a day. Everybody's different. When I cut weight for Mr. Alabama years ago, I did, I think, 350 on carbs and I think 450 on protein. And people are like, you can't get ripped on 350 carbs. And I'm like, well, you can if you do certain things and your genetics are a certain way. You know, I have some guys that eat 400 and 500 carbs a day and get leaner.
So there is no answer. There's no fucking over. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
Well, you know, if we knew his genetics and we knew his body fat and how he's, you know, if I had a essay of questions answered, I could tell him what works for him. But anybody's going to lose weight if they eat just protein and veggies. Anybody. Nobody's going to lose weight, you know, or if you just do nothing but drink protein shakes all day. You're going to lose weight, but I don't know how good it'd be.
Waylon Quiggle says, he just returned my email. I'm good on questions at the moment, but tell him thanks a ton for emailing me back. Nick Rhodes. Does Swinney offer any kind of cleanse or recommend any one specific one? The tropin I'm guessing is working. The aminos are great, and I've never drank this much water and enjoy it. But I still feel as though my body needs something more, as if I need to flush my system. Went from 2 to 6 Red Bull or Monster rehabs a day to not a single one since the aminos and tropin.
That's great.
Yeah, because that shit's poison.
A cleanse, I usually don't recommend a cleanse all the time for everybody, but when you come to me and say, hey, should I do a cleanse? The first thing I'm going to say is, okay, how many times do you poop a day versus how many times you eat a day, and how much do you pee and what color is your pee? Now, if you're like, man, I poop 3 times a day, I'm probably not going to tell you to do a colon cleanse, you know. But a colon cleanse is always good, especially for a male. If you do it, say, once a month or every other month, they're not very fun, but
Nick's kind of a weird guy. I think he's just looking to stick something in his butt, really.
Well, an enema, that'll work.
If I was gonna, I mean, you tell me. And like, if you feel like that, you might not be getting enough hard fibers in your diet.
Exactly.
You can start off your day with your protein shake and a packet of weight control oatmeal. That's gonna usually, if someone stocked
like
up,
7 or 8 grams.
yeah. If it's me, and if I'm having problems, if you eat an oatmeal packet and drink enough water, usually like within 30 minutes, I'm fixed.
My guess is that he is not talking about his asshole at all.
Well, and sometimes when you do a colon cleanse,
I'm just saying.
he may not be talking about
I'm betting he's not talking about that at all.
I like the Miralax. Now, all that does is pull water to the colon. It helps you push out if you have any dry stools in there, congestion, whatnot. But if you want to do a cleanse and you want to clean your body out, I get the Miralax because all it does is going to pull water down there. Eat a ton of fiber, and I'm talking about, 10 grams 5 times that day, a lot. And even if you'll get a little sugar in a Fiber One bar, but if you do 2 of those in the morning, 2 at lunch, and 2 at night, and do that for a day, you will be cleansed. I mean, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, plus his chick's an EMT, so surely working in the hospital, she's had to unstick some people.
That'd have to be terrible. I know a guy that had surgery and had to have, they said he got impacted or whatever was the terminology.
Yeah, it can happen.
And they had to literally cut him open down there in his rectum and dig it out, basically. Which that's not the proper terminology, but that's the way he described it to me. And then they had to stitch it back up.
First we're going to cut it open, then we're going to dig it out.
Yep, and then we're going to stitch it back up. Because think.
Imagine how it must feel afterwards. Matt Christopher says, when I take Lean 8, is it just me or do I taste sweet?
He's sweating it out.
Tastes
He
sweet.
smell it.
I'm thinking he's talking about when he burps.
I was gonna say.
Oh, yeah.
Tasting raspberry
Yeah,
ketones.
yeah. If that's, I've never been told.
So
I was like, I haven't tasted you, but.
So I used to take cinnamon often, and sometimes one would just stick in there. You don't even know it's there, and you'll burp, and you'll see a puff of smoke come out. I did that with the SARMs the other day. I was standing here, I'd taken them. 5 minutes later, I'm standing here talking, burp, and fucking smoke. It came out my nose.
Vaping.
I guess, man.
Every time I take capsules or any of my products, I probably take it
Drink water first
before a few bites, and I
Take 'em.
always take a few bites of fluid afterwards because I've had that problem. I burped up stuff a couple times, not in the past few years because I've always 3 or 4 bites afterwards.
Yeah.
But when I was bodybuilding back in the day, I took so many amino acid capsules post workout. Sometimes I would take 20 capsules post workout, Because that was before we had flavored
I was gonna
aminos.
say, I remember.
Everything tasted like battery acid.
Well, it's because it was all
It was
Joe
bad.
Weider. It was all Joe
They'll-
battery acid.
It was terrible.
Yeah, it was.
So I was like, screw it, I'll just buy the capsules and I'll take 30
Did you buy them at
capsules.
Big Five, Kmart?
Oh,
It
what did I
wasn't
buy
at
them
Walmart
from?
back
I
then.
ordered them from pharmacies
Mhm.
back then. But
We had
it
Big
was-
Five Sporting Goods,
because
and
my
they had,
dad.
they had the bicep blaster,
the thing that goes on
Yeah.
the chip. Yeah, I have
the
one.
Joe
of those.
Weider bicep
I like
blaster,
that thing. Yeah.
and then all the bottles of pills.
Kind of hurts your shoulder, but
I was gonna
I
say,
like
I
that
hate
thing.
it.
It hurts my shoulder, but dude, my arms, I can do 20 pounds and be smoked.
Okay, Jake Baird, Amino 6. What exactly does it do, and what's it for? I've been drinking it for 2 weeks now, and was wondering.
It does a lot of stuff.
Why are you fucking taking something if you don't know what it does? I mean, it tastes good. It's not going to
Yeah.
hurt you.
No,
It's definitely better than fucking drinking. You could just use it as a soda replacement, if
Yeah.
nothing else.
it's going to basically help you get healthier, number one, but you're putting digested protein in your body, so you're going to uptake and utilize it. You're probably deficient in some of those, and that's why you're feeling better.
Mhm.
But if you flip over the bottle, it'll tell you all kind of stuff about it. Or if you just go to the website and read.
Or watch one of the other 100 videos we did about it.
Yeah.
Think of it as
It does a
it's
bunch.
it's food. You are drinking and it's feeding your fucking cells.
Yeah, that's
Um,
exactly what it's doing.
Pedro Guzman, I'm diabetic type 2, under control with metformin. Always thirsty. I drink water and Gatorade, no more Gatorade. Homemade lemonade all the time, no more lemonade. Unless there's no sugar in it. But still thirsty. This dude's diabetic. Clearly he's not drinking fucking lemonade full of sugar.
And Gatorade.
And Gatorade.
Gatorade. Lemonade all the time, but still thirsty all of the time. Not heavy diet, not workout at all. What do you recommend for me to drink? Thanks, John and Justin.
Okay, first, you're type 2 diabetic and you're super thirsty. That's not a good thing because that's a sign your kidneys are
dying.
it's probably getting worse. Definitely, you need to cut all the sugar. If you're doing homemade lemonade, I'd probably back off lemonade in general because lemons will make you thirsty because they have a slight diuretic effect. No Gatorade, man. No Gatorade. I know metformin's controlling your sugar, but if you work hard enough, you can get rid of type 2 diabetes. I've had hundreds of people do it. You need to get in the gym and you need to do a minimum of 30 minutes of high heart rate cardiovascular activity, and that may just be walking for you right now. And you need to do 3 to 5 strength training exercises per day. You know, go buy a set of dumbbells and just do 3 to 5 things a day. If you got to make some changes, or you may not be in a good spot in 5 to 10 years.
And diabetes is really hard on
It's-
your kidneys.
Yes.
That's one thing. There's a big 5, and that's one of them.
Yeah.
And you just heart, liver, lungs, brain, kidneys, man. Like you just can't.
I watched my great grandfather die of diabetes, and this was, in the late 90s. He had type 2, then he had one kidney took out, then he had the other one, and it was dialysis. And it was very traumatic on me as a kid, watching my granddad slowly wither away into a skeleton. He was, 6'4", 260, and ended up being like 5'11", maybe 141. It was terrible. And to go out that way is not good, so you need to get control of this now.
Yeah, if you can avoid sickness with your kidneys, do it.
Yeah. I mean, of course, you can get a transplant. I know people that do it, but I wouldn't live life
Yeah,
going,
I wouldn't wanna
I'm
do
going to go ahead
that
and get
either.
on the transplant list, and I'll be fine.
Yeah, until
I
we
was
start
just-
making those in a lab, and you can just go get a brand new kidney whenever you
Yeah.
want one. It's
So
not
here's my stem cell. Build me a kidney. That's perfect.
Yeah.
That ain't happening anytime soon.
Steve Maloney, would Prime 9 be beneficial to help counteract the negative liver effects of statins and other cholesterol medications?
They will help. Yes.
Is that it?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
How long, Kevin Martin, how long before going to bed should you take the Tropin and MK677?
Okay, so I take it 2 or 3 different ways. If I have to be up in 4 or 5 hours, I'm not going to take it the second I get in the bed. I'm going to take it 30 minutes to an hour before. So the second I hit the bed, I'm out. So it's like you walk in from work, you say, man, I got to be up in like 6 hours. I'm going to take that, then I'm going to take my last meal a few minutes later, then I'm going to go to bed. But if I get home and it's like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, it's early, and I don't have to be at work till 8, so I'm like, man, I'm going to get 8 hours of sleep. Then I'm going to take it after I brush my teeth before I lay my head down, so it's in my system all night. That's how I take it.
I take it about 10, 11 o'clock, turn the lights off 12, 12:30, sometimes run as far as even 1 o'clock sometimes.
I mean, if you can stay up on it if you try.
Depends what I'm doing.
Well,
If I'm Facebook
depends,
fighting,
yeah.
I got no problem staying in it.
Yeah.
If there's nothing going on, if I'm not telling somebody to eat a dick. Then Huckleberry Gadnison. I wonder if that's not his real name.
It's impressive. If
We
it
know who
is.
he is. He's the dude that made the little jewelry and the
Oh,
little
okay.
stuff. What do you suggest I take for energy and 20-hour work days if I don't want to lose a bunch of weight or gain a bunch of muscle? Why would you not want to do that?
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're not gonna just gain a bunch of muscle. You could take every steroid and supplement in the world and eat the same way you're eating now, and you're not gonna gain a bunch of muscle. It doesn't happen.
Well,
It's a
especially
lifetime dedication.
Especially 20 hour.
20-hour work
20-hour
day's
day.
tough.
You're gonna die. You need sleep.
Yeah, man.
We-
4 hours
we
of
pulled
not being at
those-
work, man. That's rough.
Look, to do that, the best way that when I pull a 16 or 20-hour day, like when we travel, like today will be a long day, another day. So I use the SF with the amino 6. The SF is my stimulant fat burner, but it has nootropics in it, and I use my Focus 5 because that lets the stimulants be a lot more effective. So I'm not as, I guess, shaky, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll wake up and I'll take a full serving of 5 or 6 Focus 5, and then I'll drink my scoop of SF with my aminos, and then maybe 6 hours later I'll do the exact same thing. So there's 12 hours of your day. If you're going to go 20, you could do it one more time, because if you're working that long, you're getting paid some serious bucks, and you could afford to take some extra Focus 5.
He's self-employed, I believe. He might have a
Yeah.
normal job too, but he makes knives and does inlays.
Oh, that's great.
He does cool shit.
I love all that custom stuff.
Brendan Bourne.
He's to make me some Swinney stuff. That'd be cool. Send me an email.
Brendan Bourne. While we're talking about it, Doogie from Southeast Traders. You should contact Justin and get him in on your giveaway. He'll put up a little bit of product for your deal. I don't know when that's supposed to happen, but he'd be good to have on there. It's an online community, and right now you get to join for a year for free. The people that want to join and enter the contest, Spikes has there's a Spikes gun in there.
Yeah.
There's a Century Arms gun. There's some other stuff we put up.
It's like
$1,500
raffles or what?
I don't know how they're doing
How
it.
they do it?
I don't know how they're doing it, but it's got a for sale community on there.
Yeah.
They've got a good blog, but I'm volunteering you to donate
Yeah,
some
I'll do it.
product, and or I'll even send him some product on your behalf.
Yeah.
But get in touch with Justin, and he's somebody that we should have on that deal. I know they watch our videos because they tagged a picture of us yesterday wearing the shirt. Brendan Bourne, hi all. Could you please ask Justin to explain the difference between the different SARM products? Thanks, really appreciate it. Now that might be different down in Australia because
Is he in Australia?
yeah, and their toilets flush different than ours. They go
Well,
backwards.
for one, Australia, yeah, they have a lot of customs rules. So I don't even know if you could order the SARMs. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. We need to check into that.
Well, maybe they can get there. Maybe you won't get them.
Yeah.
That's what he said about when you ordered one of the SOE knives. He's like, I'm glad it made it through customs.
So with the SARMs, the best thing for you to do is go to the website and open it in 4 different windows and kind of read the comparison, because they're all slightly different. But the biggest difference, the MK677 is purely a growth hormone secretagogue. The MK677, I said that kind of fast, is the GH releaser SARM. That is the SARM that releases GH. The MK2866 is the most basic. It's been around the longest. It's also known as Ostarine, so that's one of them. And then the other two we have is the LGD 4033, which was milligram for milligram the strongest until we got the YK11, which it is milligram for milligram a little stronger. The LGD I would think would be a little bit better for bulking and putting on the size. The YK11 will actually help you get a little leaner as you put on the size. And then the original one I told you about, the Ostarine, it kind of does all the above. But they're okay individually, but they are amazing together.
Because they all do it a little bit different.
They all do it a little different.
Now, Aaron answered his question almost word for what you just said. Aaron Hollins had already replied on this, so I think we've got him covered. But if you got something more to add,
No,
then
no.
by all
Again,
means.
if we don't explain it the way you want, if you will go to the website, open it in 4 tabs, look at them all kind of the same time, it'll describe it a little different.
Okay, now Brendan also says, sorry, another question. For my EMS job, I am on shift during the day for 8 days, and am on call 7 nights between each day, and respond from home with the ambulance. How well will the tropin work if I get calls during the night? Will I be able to get back to sleep? Obviously, it will affect different people slightly differently, but what's the general thoughts on this?
Okay, I have some firemen and stuff, and nurses and people that do go on call, and they still take the tropin at times. If I was going to be on call and I thought I might get up, I probably wouldn't take a full serving. For me personally, I might just take one capsule, just kind of relax me enough to get to sleep. But hopefully, if you can get 2 hours straight on one capsule, you'll be able to get up fine and go. And then you could take another one capsule when you get back. I would just do one at a time. But again, I have some firemen, and man, they take the full 3. If they get called in, of course, you'll wake right up, and they're fine. Then they'll go right back to sleep. So everybody's a little different, but I would only start with one capsule.
Yeah, I would definitely be alert to that, because if you go to your call groggy, not good.
All right, Ford Nick, 26 years old, 6'2", 135 pounds with a high metabolism. I have 2 toddlers and no time to go to the gym. I do at-home workouts. What do you recommend to add mass? My goal is to gain 30 pounds.
Okay, so you're 6'2", 135. That's pretty small. So the first thing, we need to reevaluate your caloric intake. I know you have a high metabolism. But like I said, Big Macs don't really, the calories aren't all the calories. You need to go to Sam's and Costco and shop for your food, because it is very inexpensive. With 2 toddlers, you need to be smart about what you're spending on food, because you need to eat a lot.
Plus, what are you feeding them?
Yeah.
Get
So
cheaper by
we-
the pound.
Let's see, 6'2", 135. So what I would say first is you need to try to get 5 or 6 meals a day. Probably each meal, let's just start off the basics, say 50 grams of protein, 100 grams of carb, and I'd go 40 to 50 grams of healthy fats too. And do that 4 or 5 times a day. You can get at least 2 to 250 protein, 200 grams of fat, 500 carbs, and that's a good start. And then you can add the protein shakes on top, the aminos on top.
Tell them what healthy fats, like whole eggs, avocado,
Yeah.
fish.
So healthy fat would be like your free-range eggs or your omega-3 eggs, some avocados. I love macadamia nuts, cashews, almonds, things like that. But I would just start with that. And free-range red meat, grass-fed free-range beef. So, but man, I don't know. You got a lot of work to do. So get your meal plan first. Once you get all that going, I would add in probably the first thing you would need is the MK2866 to make sure your hormones are right and you're absorbing all this stuff. Because if you're 6'2", only 135, there could be a hormone imbalance somewhere.
Yeah.
That's
thin.
That's
Get your-
thin.
Get your test levels checked.
Yeah, your testosterone is definitely probably low. Get that checked.
Nick T. Cardone. I purchased Prime 9. Would like to know when the best time to take it is. I take my regular meds, vitamin, blood pressure, pain pill, in the AM. Would it interfere with any of those? Would it benefit to take them at night instead?
And no, it won't interfere with that stuff. With the Prime, I usually tell people to take one at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's in your system all the time. But I have other people that prefer to take it with a full meal at night. So they're laying horizontal and it absorbs longer in the intestines. We've seen it work both ways. I've done blood work on it both ways. And the liver enzymes are down, the kidney creatine levels are down. So you could really take it either way, but all you need is 3 pills a day.
Patrick Blue Line Cords. I'm guessing he does bracelets or something. I'm allergic to whey protein. What is a good substitute for a shake? Not sure if this has been answered before.
If you're allergic to whey, I'd almost want to know what type of whey you tried,
It's
if it was
more-
quality or not.
More
But
likely
or
you're
a
allergic
milk.
to shitty whey.
Yeah, I can't drink bad stuff. It almost like I have a lactose intolerance, but I'm not lactose intolerant. If I drink cheap stuff, I get bloated, I would get diarrhea or constipation. I would never know what would happen. But if you're truly allergic to dairy and whey, the Amino 6 would be your best bet.
Dude, I wanted something different, so I added in some of that.
Oh yeah.
It fucked me up.
Yeah.
And like that's good that's
Supposedly.
decent. That's decent protein right there.
Yeah.
Supposed to be.
Used to be, but they make stuff cheaper and they find.
Colin's like, what in the fuck did you eat?
Mhm. But you go from decentbodybuilding.com, like a okay, good, probably the best stuff they have in the budget world, to the highest quality there even is. Like when I contact my manufacturer, I was like, I want the best there is, I don't care the cost. He's like, well, it's going to be 3 times more than if we made it with regular whey isolate. I'm like, I don't give a shit. my stomach can't handle cheap stuff.
I like to reiterate too when guys see, because especially like, well, fucking tubs of protein nowadays are this big.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking 5-gallon paint
Mhm.
can of protein.
And they're half
And
acre.
then dudes see this, and they're like, well, I get the fucking 5-gallon bucket for $50, and this costs, 60 or whatever. What does this cost?
50.
$50.
Shit.
So, but they don't realize, yes, this is smaller. The fucking scoop's less than
Yeah.
half the size. Like, I got some shit on the shelf here. The scoop looks like a fucking measuring cup.
Yeah.
So, I like to reiterate that.
Yeah,
tell
and
dudes that.
there's not a lot of fillers.
They're usually full to the top too.
Yeah, they're
our
full
container-
to the
That's
top.
another thing, too. That container's full.
A
to the
normal 2-pound container is twice the size of the containers I use. But there's still 2 pounds is 2 pounds. It's the density. When you add fillers, it makes it bigger, but a lot of times they put air in it. That is called marketing, my friends. People put big ass shiny jugs on the counter and they go, oh, we want the bigger one because it's the same price, but it's bigger. But you don't look at it, it says 2 pounds and 2 pounds.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh wait, the servings, I'm getting more protein in this little one, I don't get it. I made the jugs that size so it fit in my gym bag. That was a complete personal choice. That was all for Justin, because I used to carry them all in my gym bag and I hated the big tubs.
We make fun of guys at the gym that have a big, huge bag with 4 fucking tubs. I'm like, why are they carrying around all the fucking protein at the fucking gym? Why don't you just, because you want your buddies to know you
Yeah,
bought it?
yeah.
Why don't you just carry fucking a shaker cup with it?
Yeah.
That's the thing, it is like that. But one of the big things right now, I guess it happened in the past year and a half, regular protein that you get isn't cheap anymore.
Mm-mm.
The price of protein went way, way up. So if you're going to pay that price, like I know I went and saw a Way Gold Standard 5-pound tub for $90.
Yeah.
And when I used to buy it, it was $40.
And because a lot of these guys don't know. Walk into a GNC and look at the prices.
Yeah.
Anything you can buy in GNC, you can buy online for 50% of the fucking price. And it's still not.
Yeah, if you're gonna spend the money, which you're gonna have to these days, just go ahead and buy quality.
Because if you're
product.
buying cheap protein, a lot of the stuff people are getting called protein spiking is what it called. It'll say 20 grams, it'll have 9 in it.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll use creatine or whatever to put in there that's cheaper. But that's serious stuff right now. There's tons of lawsuits on that stuff.
Nick Matthew says, any tips on cooking chicken? I'm starting to get real tired of it. Yeah, cook beef.
Mm.
Cook steak.
Or just quit being a
And I'm
pussy.
telling you, the green, if you have a green egg,
He's saying that to me.
the green eggs are awesome. I love green eggs.
Who the fuck has time for that?
It don't take no time.
That gas grill don't take no
Well,
time.
no, the warm up is the hard part on the green egg. But you put the food on and walk away, it does everything. You flip it one time. The gas
So,
grill, you kind of have to flip.
it's a smoker.
It's the smoker grill thing.
Yeah, I've heard
So
of
we
it.
have
What the
one,
hell
we
is
turn
up
it
with
on.
green egg?
Once it's heat, like we'll turn it on and then go get the chicken, put the seasoning on it. And then by the time you're done that, it's ready. Put it on,